You know, even though this may sound impossible right now, after you watch this video and do what it says, like thousands of deeply grateful people have before you, your doctor, friends, and family will be shocked at the staggering recovery your body goes through almost overnight. How suddenly even tumors and cancer cells can begin to melt away, and how people with asthma can suddenly feel like they're taking their first deep breath in decades. How clogged and hardened arteries suddenly become clean and smooth as Teflon, and as toned as an athlete's. And that's just to name a few incredible results. I'm going to teach you the secret in just a second, but before I do, I need to talk to you about the big medical lie that's keeping you, your family, or dear friends from being free from needless suffering now. And I think you'll see why I feel a sense of duty to share it with you. It can mean the difference between the life and death of someone you love. So please brace yourself and stay with me. What's the big lie that's keeping you from healing virtually any disease or illness without the horrible and even devastating side effects? The big lie is that a cure for the most fatal diseases today can only be treated with medical drugs and surgery, and that any natural cure doesn't exist. As I'm about to prove to you in just a minute, how a natural, inexpensive, non-chemical cure does in fact exist. The truth is, your body already has the power to kill any harmful germ, virus, bacteria, or dysfunction. And anyone can release this miraculous healing power for themselves, naturally and easily, which is what your body already wants to do, by following a few easy steps. I know this sounds hard to believe, so let me explain. Look, if you're like most folks I've helped over the years, every illness you've ever been through has probably followed a variation of this really depressing timeline. When you were younger, you would maybe get a cold or even the flu, but you would recover like it was nothing. You were invincible. You had all this great energy and you never gave it a second thought. Then you got older and started noticing more aches and pains, right? Maybe you developed arthritis, or you noticed more people you know developing cancer, or even tragically dying from cancer. You start seeing peers and colleagues developing blood sugar problems or diabetes. And when you or the people you love go to the doctor to get help, it seems the only solution is to take one drug or another. And when you learn about the side effects and the cost of medication, you wonder what is worse, getting medical attention or being broke and miserable. Suddenly, it's like all your options for a healthy and vibrant life are gone. You feel you either have to live with it or live in fear of it getting worse. I've talked to dozens of clients about this, and over again, we hit the same pattern. As soon as you reach a certain age, it's like a switch goes off in your body. It suddenly starts to take longer to recover. And really well-meaning people suddenly get repeatedly told, eat more vegetables and exercise more. Yeah, right. Even worse, you're told, we need to start you on this medication, or we need to schedule you for surgery. Or even worse, they hear these bone-chilling words. There is no cure. The medical merry-go-round is a horrible place where you only get a new medication when the side effects of the old one become unbearable, or when your body becomes immune to the one you've been taking. That may or may not sound familiar to you, but if it does, believe me, my friend, you certainly aren't alone. Most adults today are stuck in that situation. Okay, now for the big question you've probably asked yourself again and again, while you or someone you care about is wincing in pain. Isn't there a better way? Why does it seem that every medical solution seems to involve managing your illness rather than curing it? While any mention of a full and complete cure is always regarded as a long shot, even though we have the most advanced technology in history. And then there's the even bigger question. Why do some people, and even entire cultures, seem to be immune and completely free from fatal diseases we are dying from every day? Diseases like heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, clogged arteries, AIDS, arthritis, emphysema, Alzheimer's, depression, the list goes on. They seem to live full, energetic, and even athletic lives, even into their 60s, while the rest of us feel like we lost a genetic lottery. After years of research and studying thousands of medical case studies dating back to the 1800s, I figured out one simple fact that, once you accept it, will allow you to reverse any illness and disease-proof your body. What's the big secret? Okay, this is going to sound unbelievable to you. It certainly sounded unbelievable to me when I was going through the hundreds of case studies of healing miracles. And it was still unbelievable when I personally saw it cure illnesses doctors said were incurable. Look, the reason why some people and cultures manage to live their entire lives without debilitating illnesses, while so many others don't, has nothing to do with their genes or with how many veggies they eat. And it certainly doesn't have anything to do with the level of medical technology they had. Sure, there were a few extreme cases I've seen and read about, like being on the verge of death, that took longer to fully recover back to living a full, even athletic life again. But almost all medical case studies revealed that the reason why any disease heals was because of one particular nutrient they had more of. It's a nutrient the rest of us don't have enough of. What's the secret nutrient? It's going to sound deceptively simple, but here it is. The reason why you or the people you love aren't healing from a debilitating illness isn't because you don't have the right drug. It's because you or your loved ones don't have enough oxygen in your cells. To say it another way, if you're like 99.99% of people suffering today, you don't know how to get oxygen into your cells so it can neutralize any bacteria, virus, cancer cell, kills them, and pull them out of your body. I know this sounds crazy, but it is the cold, hard truth. You see, there's actually a right way to get oxygen into the cells of your body that some people naturally do, while the rest of us are forced to suffer. Incredible, isn't it? Every documented case study of a dramatic healing I studied, and every client I taught this therapy to, the story was the same. There were little things some people did that turned their bodies into impenetrable fortresses when it came against illness and disease. And there were big mistakes most people like us make without even realizing it, that have their bodies begging to be infected. Plain and simple, the big secret to getting any illness, including cancer, AIDS, clogged arteries, arthritis, diabetes, Alzheimer's, yeast infections, completely reversed, is to learn how to oxygenate your cells in a way that makes it impossible for bacteria, cancer, or any virus to live, and to create an almost miraculous recovery and immunity to any disease, much less the diseases that are killing us in record numbers today. Did you know back in the 50s the number one cause of death was accidents? Things like car crashes, acts of God, or completely uncontrollable events? But today, heart disease and stroke are the number one preventable cause of death. Now, a healthy man or woman can be happily playing with his or her child in a playground and without warning suddenly be attacked by a blinding heart attack, gasping to breathe as the world turns black. At best, they are treated in time, but sadly, many live the rest of their life with brain damage, unable to walk or move because of permanent paralysis, or worse, death. Then, after heart disease, the other greatest cause of death today is cancer, then diabetes. It is staggering and, well, just plain sad that we will leave our family helpless and alone because of a disease that could have been easily cured. Not to mention the devastating costs of medical treatment they are burdened with long after you are gone. Yet, as I said just now, there are individuals and even entire cultures that seem to escape this fate. Also, there are many countries outside the U.S. that encourage this specific therapy to cure these lethal, debilitating, and devastating illnesses. There are two facts about all healing I will share with you right now that will change everything you've heard about curing disease. What I'm about to tell you will fly in the face of all the things you've grown up hearing, so hold tight. But before I get into those two healing facts, there is something you need to know right now. The fact that you have not been told you can easily flush illness out of your body in a way that doesn't involve any unwanted side effects, toxic drugs, and high medical or insurance costs. The fact that you were unaware Big Pharma and the medical establishment make billions, keeping you in the dark, ignorant and suffering, enslaved to their management of a disease, which still have a pathetically low success rate. The fact that though a simple natural cure has existed, not just for years, not just for decades, but for over 100 years with medically documented case studies, but has been suppressed and hidden from you. What you need to know is, it is not your fault. But the fact remains, diseases and illnesses, even the ones the medical establishment and big pharmaceutical companies want you to believe are incurable, can be cured. And it can be done without any need for drugs or surgery, and without the need for painful side effects. Let me explain. Imagine that cute little guppy you saw in the beginning of this presentation. Like all fish, it breathes water into its gills and takes the oxygen out of the water inside its body. But what if the water was polluted? What if it was filled with deadly or harmful bacteria? What if it had chemicals that cause cancer? What if it had viruses? They would go right into the little guppy, right? So just curing the guppy is not enough. We need to clear the water. You see, the guppy is like your organs and cells, and the water in the fishbowl is your blood and fluids that surround your cells and organs. The goal is to clean the water and fluids around your cells and organs of harmful invaders that feed off your body. And we need to do it in such a way that we don't harm your healthy cells. I really hope this is making sense to you. Now, here's where the penny really drops. You see, the fact is that most disease-causing germs cannot live in an oxygen-rich environment. Wherever you have high levels of oxygen in your body, harmful bacteria and viruses are killed. At the same time, healthy cells survive and multiply more rapidly, resulting in a dramatic boost to your immune system. Not only does oxygen destroy many disease-causing bacteria and viruses, it also destroys anything that could be potentially harmful to your body. Even radiation from simple X-rays or UV rays from the sun. It's all in the matter of how you use it. You know all of those laundry detergents or cleaning products that are called Oxy this or Oxy that? It's called that because they have the cleaning power of oxygen. Think of oxygen therapy the same way. It enters your body and, like a heat-seeking missile, travels through your body, finds disease and infection, kills them, and clears them out of your body. In fact, oxygen therapies have been shown to stimulate white blood cell production, which turns your immune system into a powerhouse, ready and equipped to destroy any enemy harmful germ, virus, or bacteria once it enters your body. Break down man-made chemicals, poisons, and other toxins that have entered your body. Increases the efficiency of antioxidants, so you can slow down the aging process and prevent the breakdown of collagen, which melts wrinkles off your skin and keeps it as firm and youthful as a child. And destroy all forms of cancer cells by increasing the production of something called interferon. It's the main chemical your body creates to fight cancer cells and stop them from multiplying. I think you get the idea. It's like the Holy Grail as far as healing is concerned. Long before antibiotics were ever used, many different forms of oxygen therapy were used medicinally to treat disease. Even the website of the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute describes oxygen therapy as a treatment that provides you with extra oxygen, a gas that your body needs to work well. The site goes on to say that oxygen is considered a medicine, so your doctor must prescribe it, that oxygen therapy helps many people function better and be more active, that it also may help decrease shortness of breath and tiredness, improve sleep in some people who have sleep-related breathing disorders, and increase the lifespan of some people who have COPD. Then it goes on to list the various conditions that oxygen therapy has been proven to treat, such as severe pneumonia, severe asthma, respiratory distress syndrome, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, late-stage heart failure, cystic fibrosis, sleep apnea. In 1931, a man named Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Prize for work proving cancer is caused by a lack of oxygen in the cells. He states in his book, The Prime Cause and Prevention of Cancer, that the cause of cancer is no longer a mystery. We know it occurs whenever any cell is denied 60% of its oxygen requirements. That was back in 1931. But documentation and proof of oxygen therapy curing virtually every disease we know of goes back to the late 1800s. So that begs the question, why isn't oxygen therapy a part of our everyday lives if it is such a miracle cure? The answer is simple. It is not profitable. Look, there is a very good reason why the powers that be are trying so hard to direct you away from using readily available, abundant, and inexpensive forms of oxygen therapy. In fact, in the 1960s, the pioneering and courageous Dr. Robert Atkins of Atkins Diet fame temporarily lost his license after he publicly reported that he had completely cured, a woman's breast cancer by injecting the tumor with a form of oxygen. Then the public rallied and forced the New York State Medical Board to reinstate his license. But they did so only on the condition that Dr. Atkins agreed to stop using or publicly encourage the use of oxygen therapy. Just imagine what would happen to large for-profit hospitals, drug companies, and insurance companies if a simple and inexpensive cure was discovered for that list of ailments ranging from AIDS and the Big C to the common cold. How many drug makers and insurance companies would lose their profits if millions of people were suddenly cured of most disease? Do you think for 1 second that this industry really wants a cure to be found? No. They want new, expensive, and prolonged treatments to be developed. Cures kill repeat business, and where is the profit in that? And what about the media outlets that get billions of dollars in ad revenue, especially since the deregulation that has allowed direct-to-consumer advertising of prescription medications with that long list of horrific side effects whispered at the end of each ad? What about the politicians that passed these laws? Do you think that they want to lose their wealthy donors? Donors like the big pharma lobbyists who put them in office? No one in the medical establishment has any financial incentive to cure you. Now look, this doesn't mean the individual doctors are evil, greedy people. It just means the system is flawed. You see, the system itself is a cancer, and it is feeding off our illness. Its only incentive is to keep you ill, so testing, treatment, and profits can continue forever. Yet many people the world over have been helped and yes, even cured by these simple therapies. The reason why these simple therapies I'm sharing with you are so powerful lies in one singular fact. Disease and oxygen cannot be in the same space in your body. Just like you, I wondered, how is oxygen not getting into my cells when I breathe all day long? Well, here's the second fact about using oxygen to heal any illness. It's not enough that oxygen gets into your lungs. Oxygen needs to get inside your cells in order to get rid of disease. When it is inside your cells, any invading germ, bacteria, or virus is killed, and your cells are strengthened from the inside. When oxygen levels in your cells drop too low, your infected cells become too weak to fight an invader. That is where it breaks down. That is why all of us who breathe all day still get sick. Now, this is important for you to know. You see, when a drug or any form of medical treatment like radiation or surgery is used, it can kill the harmful invader that is making you sick, but it does not, I repeat, it does not heal the cell. Like a nuclear bomb explosion, drugs obliterate all the harmful bacteria, viruses, or germs in one blast. But here's the thing. Most of these so-called medical treatments kill healthy cells, together with the bacteria, germ, or virus. Imagine the military trying to take out Osama bin Laden by igniting a nuclear warhead on top of his home. Yes, they would have killed him, but it would have killed the entire city as well. That is what current treatment is like. That's what happens in your body when foreign, unnatural chemicals, radiation, or even chemotherapy is used to kill a disease-causing organism in your body. It destroys healthy cells as well. That, my friend, is why people
બીજું કંઈ નથી. ડાયાબિટીસ કેમ છે? ડાયાબિટીસ નથી, કંઈ નથી. યા જરા છે ને મસા દુખે, આ મનકા દુખી એને હિસાબથી ખૂનના કેમ કે આપણો નસ દબેલી છે ને એટલે એ જરા એવું થાય તમને એને હિસાબથી થાય કે પેલો કંઈ બરાબર કંઈ એ તો નથી ને કંઈ લગભગ પેલો શું કહેવાય ખર્ચો કેવું નથી ખજર આવે થોડો કોઈ હા પણ તે એ નથી એના હિસાબથી પેલો એ તો નહીં હોય ને પેલો હાથી પગ જેવું હાથી પગ આવી રીતે નહીં થાય થાય ને તાવ આવે ને બધું જાત જાતનું થાય ના ના એવું કાંઈ જ નથી દવા આપો તમને મટી જાય તો કઈ વાત શું નામ તમારું ભૂલી રામદાસભાઈ મહિનાથી ચલાવું કેમ કે મેં પેલી મસાની દવા ખાઉં ને નાનસની કોઈ વખત એટલે આ નથી ખાતો પણ મેં કીધું ચલો એક દિવસ બતાવી દઈએ કેટલી ઉંમર થઈ ગઈ તમારી 52 ગરમ નહીં વાંચો પણ ના ના ગરમ ગરમ કઈ આવે ગરમ આમ ઘણું સારું થઈ ગયું છે તમને ચાલ્યા કરે યસ બરાબર નથી ને કે એટલે હવે એમાં કંઈ અવાજ નહીં મળે આમાં બધું કર્યા કરે અમુક કર્યા અમુક નહીં વસ્તુ એવું આ વસ્તુ અમુક અમુક નહીં મટે યસ યસ કિસ્મત પર આધાર હોય એવું જ 3 દિવસ લો તમે પછી મને કહી દેજો એક વખત બરાબર